Tout d'abord, merci d'être venu à la résidence de l'ambassade de Turquie. Welcome op onze residentie. C'est un plaisir de vous accueillir ici. Je vais commencer par une évidence. Comme vous le savez, les relations d'amitié et d'alliance qui unissent la Turquie et la Belgique sont solides, elles sont anciennes, elles sont profondes. Cette année marque le 188e anniversaire de l'établissement de nos relations diplomatiques. En 2024, nous avons célébré les 60 ans de l'accord de migration. Cet accord symbolise la présence de la communauté turque dans leur nouveau pays d'accueil. C'est une communauté qui contribue au tissu économique, politique, social de la Belgique depuis lors. Et cette année, elle sera aussi très symbolique, très promoteuse. On a un agenda bilatéral assez dense et nous allons avoir l'honneur et le privilège d'accueillir Sa Majesté la Reine, la mission économique en Turquie. Cette mission va renforcer, nous en sommes convaincus, le dialogue politique entre nos deux pays. Ça va aussi consolider les relations économiques et commerciales. The first point I would emphasize is that Turkey has a resilient and dynamic economy. Between 2002 and 2025, the Turkish economy recorded an average annual growth rate of 5.4%, which is significantly higher than many other European economies. Last year, growth reached 3.6%, making Turkey one of the fastest growing economies among G20 and OECD countries. Another important element is our sound public finances. The public debt of Turkey stands at around 22.8%. And compared to the European Union average, which is around 82%, and the Eurozone average is even higher than that, it gives us strong macroeconomic foundations. We believe that it's an important element. And also, this has supported the emergence of a dynamic and strong and large middle class in Turkey. Those are some global general statistics, but we also have some everyday indicators. For instance, the number of cars in 2002 was 4.6 million, and today it is 17 million in Turkey. The number of air passengers grew from 34 million to around 230 million. It's a sevenfold increase in number of air passengers. And all these show through everyday indicators that the economy is growing and there is a sustainable growth. And within this context, our medium-term program focuses on three priorities, which are macroeconomic stability, single-digit inflation, what we call this disinflation process, which is very important for the Turkish economy, and also sustainable growth. First of all, when we talk about Turkey and European Union, we like to say, and it's also a historical fact, that the relationship goes far beyond trade. Turkey is a founding member of the Council of Europe. It's a major committed NATO ally for the last 70 years. It's also an European Union candidate country. On a lighter note, in the upcoming UEFA Nations League, Turkey will be in the same group with Les Diables Rouges, so we will compete in this football tournament. So we are integrated into all major European institutions. The European Union-Turkey Customs Union, established in 1996, was one of the most important pillars of our economic integration to European Union. It is an important milestone. Its impact has been remarkable. Again, I will try to give some statistic. For instance, the trade volume has grown from $23 billion in 1995 to nearly $233 billion. So which means that it's a tenfold increase. The trade volume has been multiplied by 10 throughout these 30 years of customs union. Turkey is European Union fifth largest trading partner, and European Union is Turkey's largest trading partner. So the customs union has deeply integrated Turkey to European manufacturing value chains. We are part of that manufacturing value chain with Europe. But we also have to realize that the global economy of today is very different of the one in the 90s. The world has changed a lot, and the current framework of the customs union does not cover key sectors like services, digital trade, e-commerce, or public procurement. And those sectors are precisely the sectors that shape the competitiveness of the global economy today. This is why we believe that we need a modernization and update of the customs union. To widen the scope of the customs union and to go from this old version of customs union to a customs union 2.0, and it will benefit Turkey, it will benefit European Union, and such an update would first strengthen, we believe the European supply chains. It will increase economic resilience, and it will also unlock new trade opportunities between Turkey and European Union. And if I can also mention just a short sentences, we have now initiatives around this Made in Europe, Made with Europe initiative. There are some legislations at the level of the European Commission. We are happy that in the first draft, Turkey is included as a customs union partner of Europe. But we should keep in mind that when we say Made in Europe, Made with Europe, Turkey is always in Europe and Turkey is always with Europe. Istanbul or Ankara, that is the question for a Turkish standpoint. So as a diplomat, I will say that I am happy that the delegation will visit both cities, Istanbul first and Ankara afterwards. Maybe you heard about it, there is an old joke, there is an old saying that goes that the best part of Ankara is when you return to Istanbul. So I am from Ankara. This is my hometown. I have great affection. I love my hometown. And I will say that the best part of Ankara and Istanbul today is the connectivity, is the very strong connectivity between the two cities. So Istanbul is Turkey's largest city. It's an economic engine. It is also a global hub for finance, trade, logistics. It's an access point to global and regional markets. Ankara is our capital. It's also, it's an important city. It plays a different role. It is the administrative center of Turkey. It is the innovation center of our country. We have strong universities, research centers, technology centers in Ankara. And Ankara also hosts important clusters in defense, information technologies, medical technologies. Turkey is a large country. We have 86 million. The population of Turkey is around 86 million. Beyond Ankara and Istanbul, we have other large urban centers, important urban centers. But I'm happy that the delegation will visit both Istanbul and Ankara, and we'll see the historical past of our country, but also the technological future, innovation future. So it will be a very complementary program, I believe. I will say that the success of the Turkey's industrial base rests on three main advantages. The first one is geography. I mentioned Istanbul, I mentioned Ankara. Turkey sits at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Middle East. And the domestic market, plus customs union, and plus our trade partners, when we add up all this geography, this gives access to nearly 1 billion consumers. So this overall trade zone around Turkey gives access to 1 billion consumers, which is, I think, an important figure. Connectivity also plays an important role. Turkish Airlines flies to more countries than any other airline in the world. More than 350 destinations, more than 130 countries, and we have almost 5 daily flights between Brussels and Istanbul. So with one stopover in Istanbul, you can access to more than 350 destinations. This is huge, this is an important connectivity for passenger, but also for cargo, because Turkish Airlines also offers cargo services. And we also have other airline carriers, of course, in Turkey. So first, geography. Second, diversification. The Turkish economy is very diversified. I mean, it includes automotive, textile, manufacturing, chemicals, defense, electronics. So it's a diversified economy, and it makes us more resilient, more strong in the face of supply chain disruptions. And third, after geography and diversification, I will say it is the human capital. As I mentioned, Turkey is a large country, it's a large domestic market, but it is also a very skilled workforce. You have engineers, skilled engineers, you have competent senior managers in our country, so it's an important asset for Belgian companies. You can find English-speaking, French-speaking, a very diversified workforce in Turkey. So I would mention defense industry as an area of cooperation between our countries. I will also add that Turkey will host just right after, a few months after the economic summit, economic mission, we will host the upcoming NATO summit in Ankara on July 7 and 8. So economic mission, then the NATO summit in a very highly important time. Defense industry, green transition technologies, logistics and smart infrastructure, digitalization, industry 4.0, life sciences, pharmaceuticals, where Belgium has strong expertise. And in all these sectors, we have opportunities for partnerships rather than competition. So this will be maybe one of the main messages of this economic mission: partnership. There's no competition. We only have partnerships, co-production opportunities with Belgium. So first of all, I would like to say that we are very honored, privileged to welcome the economic mission led by Her Majesty the Queen. We will have more than 400 participants, including federal ministers, regional minister presidents, business leaders, academics, scholars. So it's a large delegation, and I will try to offer 3 simple advices. So the first one is to focus on long-term partnerships. In Turkey, business relationships are often built on trust, on personal connections, over a cup of tea, over a cup of Turkish coffee. You can add some Belgian chocolate to the equation. It goes quite well with Turkish coffee. So long-term partnerships. As I mentioned earlier, my suggestion to the Belgian companies is to see Turkey as a long-term co-production partner. Because Turkey, for many leading European countries, major international companies, is an important manufacturing base. It's also an important regional hub for export operations. And third advice maybe is to work closely with local partners and institutions. We have incentives programs, we have projects in line with Turkey's priorities in digital transformation, green energy, high-value manufacturing, and all these sectors offer, I believe, important opportunities also to Belgian companies. There is an historical anecdote that I mention from time to time. It is this, I think you recently visited Istanbul, maybe you see this Galata Golden Horn area, this Haliç area. And the first bridge project for Galata was designed by Leonardo da Vinci. So and I think it's a very symbolic anecdote that shows that the relationship between Turkey and Europe goes back centuries. And from this bridge metaphor, we can say that we already have a strong bridge of friendship alliance between Turkey and Belgium, and we hope that this economic mission will make it even stronger. So I wish to the whole delegation a very nice visit. And my last but not least advice is enjoy Istanbul, enjoy Ankara, enjoy both cities, their culture, street life, and also the Turkish food.